here we go. Okay, so I am here with June and Amanda, and today we're going to hear a bit about Amanda's story and how she became a patient of Dr. Owens. June is Amanda's mom. So my first question, was hoping you could give us a little bit of background about how Amanda came in and how the background of how she came to be a patient of Dr. Owens and how you heard about Dr. Owens. You kind of give us a little bit of that information.
Okay, well, Amanda was adopted when she was almost 3, and she had some head injury issues prior to that, which we did not know about, but as she started to get older, we realized that her eyes were not working correctly and that she couldn't see correctly. She didn't know, like, where things were. Like, if she'd reach for a glass, she would reach in the general vicinity, but she'd have to move her hand to find the glass. And then when she started school, she couldn't read. And so, of course, during this time, we started visiting eye surgeons and eye doctors, and she went, it took us about 3 years to get a diagnosis, which was convergence disorder and another really rare disorder with a really long name. That means that you have a lot of scar tissue around your eyes. And so we finally got the diagnosis, and then we started down the road of visual processing therapies and eye therapy and really specially made glasses, and we were getting absolutely nowhere. So then we went down the supplement road. She's taking a whole counter, and still does, of eye supplements. And we were just looking for an answer. The feedback we were getting from the school and the eye therapist was that we needed to just accept her disorder and embrace it, and just realized that she wasn't going to be able to read, and she wasn't going to be able to drive a car, and all these different things, and we just could not do that. So we kept researching, we kept looking around, and we have a close friend who's a psychiatrist who mentioned to us that he had seen good results from upper cervical treatment, and maybe we should bring Amanda in and try that. And so, of course, we jumped at that chance, and we brought her in. And her first appointment, it was a little nerve-wracking because we didn't, seemed a little bit scary to us, but she got her first adjustment. By this time, we've gone through all these therapies and all these doctors, and she's in maybe, I think, 5th grade.
How old was she?
You were about, 10, 11?
Well,
10?
I was born in 03.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 02. Sorry.
I think it was 6th grade.
Yeah, it was 6th grade.
Yeah.
So, 10?
Yeah, 11,
yeah,
maybe
10 or
11.
Yeah.
So we weren't, at that point, we were not even looking at her report cards. Like, we'd get a report card, and my husband would say, I'd say to my husband, should we look at it? And he'd say no and just throw it away, because we knew what it said. So, they were kind of just passing her along. She's getting a lot of extra treatment. Well, not extra treatment, extra help in school, but, nothing was really working. So, but she had a great attitude. That was spectacular. And so the first time she got adjusted, we were driving home, and she said, I didn't know the world was this empty.
Mm.
And it almost makes me cry to think about it, because I realized it worked.
Wow.
And
explain that, if you can, what the world is empty, what that meant.
Because she was seeing everything double.
Mm-hmm.
So there was twice as much in every space, twice as much as what we see in every space for her. At one point, they had me put on glasses to show me why I should embrace her disorder and why we, need to kind of give up this quest of fixing it. And I put on these glasses, and I did see, I couldn't read a thing.
Wow.
Everything was double. Things were dripping. I mean, it was horrible. So when she said that the world is empty, I thought, oh my God, this worked.
Wow.
And we got home, and she had to do her homework, and usually that was just an unbelievably frustrating, depressing thing. And she just seemed like she could see the page, and even my husband cried because we realized this was actually going to work for her. And then this thing happened where we would come in twice a week and he would adjust her, but then she would go out again. So when she went out again, then out meaning her visual problems would come back. And when she would go out again, she would say, we have to go to Dr. Owens right now. And she'd start to cry and have a fit because she wanted her vision restored. And of course, we can't wake Dr. Owens up at 2 a.m. to come and do an adjustment. So, she would have to wait, and that was a little frustrating for her. But we were just so happy. And then I just want to say, what I learned from this is, as a mom, is just, and as a person, just because someone says something is incurable doesn't really mean that. It just means they don't know. It's a big world out there. Just keep trying.
Wow.
And I'm so glad we did keep trying, because now she drives a car.
Come on.
Her favorite hobby is reading novels,
I
even though I don't approve of those novels. And she's in college. All those things she never would have been able to do.
Wow. Wow.
So
good. Go ahead, Amanda. Yeah, anything you want to share?
Yeah, I guess for me, after the very first adjustment, going back a little ways, when we were doing all these things before Owens, I do remember one time, and this part always upsets me a little bit, is that we were at this therapy, and of course it didn't work, and I was in the car with my mom, and she was driving home, and I go, Mom, am I ever going to get better again? Like, am I ever going to be quote unquote normal? Because I wasn't, I wasn't normal in any way. I was what a lot of people would say defective, or and I guess after the very first adjustment, I felt relieved and normal again.
Wow.
And I guess for me, the best thing is that I felt in control of myself again. Because when you don't see anything and you're seeing double of everything, and everything is just spinning for a second, you just want to get your ground and just, yeah. I keep saying this to my parents, but we owe you guys a lot. we owe you guys our lives for sure. And yeah, it's been really relieving, because I am able to graduate, and I'm able to drive a car, and I'm able to be independent and away from my parents, even though I love them dearly. I'm able to live a life that a lot of people never thought I could.
Right.
And it's rewarding to say, you know what? I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. And to my parents and my family, my friends, everyone around me that cares about me and loves me, I think of them as my heroes. So, yeah. And now I'm able to now tell when I'm going out, or when I'm not seeing clearly, because for the very first couple of times, I could actually see that I was going out, but now I'm able to feel it, I'm able to see it, I'm able to feel a little bit of the pain in my neck, and I'm like, I gotta make a call. So yeah, I'm 23 now.
Wow.
it's been a long journey, a long road, and I know for a fact it won't ever stop, but it's definitely getting better. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to share at all?
Just I'm so happy that we came.
Yeah.
And you know, when you go through something like that, it's super scary
Yeah.
because you don't want to see someone go through life without being able to do all those, you know, normal things that everybody does. And it just is so great to see, you know, when we first realized it was going to work, we were just, I mean, it was just we're just so happy. And I think it's just been a huge blessing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Amanda and June, for sharing.
Of course.